Here we are on Tresco, Saturday morning. It's about 10 o'clock. Bit of mist has come in and cracking on in the orchard, working on the restoration. Just over here, I'll stop to admire these lovely daffodils, narcissus that are just coming up. It's a little bit early out here. What are we in? Mid-February, and there's already bright daffodils everywhere, and two little sleepy bees I've just spotted. Very cool, little bombuses hanging around, watching me work hard because we're using this beast today. Chipper. Bit of a challenge getting it down here. You can see my tracks going up across Rowan's field, but lots of wood. And yeah, I'm just working away, clearing up all the ivy and all this Prunus cerifera, I believe it is, the Marobolan plum. There's lots of those suckers all over the place around here, and they've grown up into big trees now. But I'll show you around a little bit. We've had a group of wildlife volunteers coming in, giving us a helping hand. Jane and Dave have been working very hard clearing these other plums over here, stripping back all the ivy, but as you can see they've got a bit of a lean on them. The ivy has just been way too heavy on the ends and it's caused them to drag down a little bit, so they may have to go. The volunteers have also been clearing up the wall over here, the really nice Selonian wall. We hope to put a bit of a stile or a gate in that entranceway there, which would be really nice for people to come inside. But yeah, look at this over here. Tresco and the Isles of Scilly, they're known for producing daffodils and sending the cut flowers back to the mainland, so you often get fields out here that have just been abandoned and the daffodils have naturalised all around the place. You've got Hugh Town and Paper Whites and Sol d'Or, that's the most famous one. An orange, like a yellow sepals around the outside and an orange nectar guide in the middle. Very pretty. But wow, such a nice day today. Julie's bees are working hard. I'll send them out and about amongst the moist weather. But yeah, such a massive transformation. When I started here, it was just ivy and brambles everywhere. You could barely walk inside, and it's been a long case of brush cutting, chipping, strimming, chainsawing. It's a bit of a shame to get rid of these things, but they are just breaking bud. Early signs of spring. The Marobolan plum is one of the first things to flower and fruit, so I'm hoping come May time, April-May time, there'll be some nice little fruits for me to munch on while I'm working out here. But as we come down to the more productive part of the orchard and garden, you see I've been clearing back some of the sides, pushing in these Pittosporum crassifoliums that are quite nice. I think, yeah, they're an Australian native, but they've naturalised out here on the island. I'll show you some with some flowers and seed pods further on, but you can see I've got this old polytunnel that's just looking at me, staring at me, wanting me to plant something underneath it and cover it over, keep it warm, and I will get to you. And then on the right hand side here we've got 50 rootstocks of apple trees, MM25, the really hardy, vigorous, wind resistant variety, which is going to do really well out here in our windy storms and our Selonian climate. But as we walk down, I do have plans to rotivate all this and create some kind of a no-dig garden once the initial rotivation is done, and all these what they call bracken leaves are everywhere. They're going to drive me a bit mad. But yeah, hopefully the soil here where the stock apple tree is going to go, it's looking nice. It's looking quite dark. I don't think it's really been worked in a while, which is a good sign. And something over here which is just incredible. This is Brugmansia coccinea, which is a native of South Africa. Highly hallucinogenic, so when I'm working around it I'm being very careful of the pollen. But it's quite a sizable bush actually. The trunk stems inside this forest, which I would love to turn into a bit of a goblin forest for children to play in, and even big kids like myself to rummage around in and make little teepees. But this brugmansia climbing out of the forest, just looks incredible. I think it's one of the most iconic plants in this orchard, and I'm so glad whoever put it in here did so. However many years ago, 40 years ago, someone planted that, not knowing that me today clearing this orchard and bringing it back to the way it should be would be admiring it, which I love that idea. So yeah, lots of pit sporum I've been cleaning, using the old steel long-armed electric chainsaw, which is good. But over here, I'll just show you some of these really pretty pittosporum flowers, which is quite unusual as a flower. I mean, most New Zealand things are really weird and bizarre, but a little red flower in mid-February, and the seed pods just over here, they're all splitting. Quite cool as well. It's called crassifolius because the leaves look a little bit succulent-like, and they've got a really distinctive white underneath to them. Among other New Zealand plants that have naturalised on Scilly, just because they're so adapt to the windy kind of climate, is this one here. This is Croposma repens, which is a good hedging plant, and the way you tell this one apart, it's called the common name is the Maori looking glass, because these pores on the underside of the leaf are really distinct, really noticeable. But yeah, I think it's a brilliant bush. You can cut it back really hard and it'll come back, and the name repens means trailing or weeping, and it will slowly start to do once it gets bigger and bigger. But a great wind resistant and salt tolerant bush. I'm hoping to plant some more of these around once we get a bit of an idea of the space and what we're working with. But yeah, this is a little bit of an update. I hope you guys enjoy watching the progress, and I hope to make some more little videos of the community orchard as it develops. Otherwise, have a lovely Saturday day, and I'll keep you guys updated. See you later.